this is the time of year in college football we're talking about change and what's coming and how to fix college football and its ills. But they're also making rules changes. Do you like this? So NCAA rules officials meeting this week. And here are the proposed changes. One of them actually passed yesterday. I think you're going to like, and I think our audience is going to like. But how about this? Somebody proposed players wear leg coverings from the top of their shoes to the bottom of their pants. Cover up those. I mean, guys are running around out there essentially in shorts these days, where they have the little low socks, and then they don't even have knee pads on. It's like somebody proposed that they have to wear leg coverings from the top of their shoes through to their kneecaps. Is that necessary?
I feel like we're fine. let the players do what's comfortable, I guess, right?
Yeah.
If they're going to get their knee blown out because they didn't have a tiny little pad over it, I guess that's their decision.
Also a rule that was proposed that I think is going to be adopted. Teams can attempt a fair catch kick after a fair catch. So if somebody pooch kicks it and you have a field goal kicker that can make a long kick, you can then do a kick late in games.
No.
No?
No.
If you do a fair kick on a punt even?
That's not football.
They do it in the NFL. You can do that.
What is it?
If you fair catch a kick, you can then attempt a kick.
The clock doesn't start on a fair catch.
I'm talking about you have the ball now, and you can then do a kick. I don't know what that is. You can attempt a fair catch kick after completed a completed fair catch.
I don't understand what that is. I'm confused by this.
A fair catch, I guess, I don't know. I mean, a field goal attempt. Also, this is the one that matters most here. Offensive pass interference penalties would be a 10 yards, not a 15-yard penalty, which I think is good. But no one proposed the idea of making pass interference spot of the ball.
God's way.
Right. I mean, if you tackle a guy who's beaten you,
that's gamesmanship.
It shouldn't be a 10-yard penalty.
Save the touchdown.
It should be, but that should
15.
be spot of the foul.
15-yard penalty. I like it better.
Why?
I like it better.
But why?
There shouldn't be a 60-yard penalty in football. That's crazy.
But if it prevented a 60-yard play,
then that's gamesmanship. You got burned, you tackle him 15 yards.
No, garbage. You can't bail out a defender who's beat, and you can't make it a 10 or 15-yard penalty on a play that was going to be, if he reaches out and trips a guy so that he doesn't catch and run into the end zone, needs to be more. There should be a 60-yard penalty in football. Yes, if it's a 60-yard penalty, it's a 60-yard penalty.
Penalties should only be 15 yards. That's way too much. I don't like it in the NFL.
But why?
Because it's
ridiculous. You can say you don't like it, but you have to have a basis.
Because it's granting that the guy would make the throw and the catch. You just can't. You can't concede that to me. Guys drop, and especially in college. You think you're guaranteeing that Ryan Wingo that burned a guy is going to catch that football?
I'm not giving him a touchdown. I'm giving him where the spot of the ball was.
Can't do it.
I disagree. I think the NFL's got that right. College football's wrong. Also, the NFL's got it right that if you put your knee down, you shouldn't be down until you're touched. How many times do we see that? That's like we're playing Pop Warner football. Guy goes down to catch a low ball and his knee's on the ground. He's down? Come on, man. You got to tackle somebody. You got to bring somebody down. Somebody's got to touch him. That's also a rule that they're not changing. But here's what's changing. Now with the targeting situation, right? We were hoping for some clarification on targeting in college football. A player disqualified for targeting the first time during the season, regardless of which half it occurs, may participate in the next game or next half. It's if a first-time occasion, you're not ejected for the next game. Okay, so remember how many times have we seen this? Guy gets a targeting call in the second half of a game, and he's got to sit out the start of the next game. We've seen that impact a lot of teams, a lot of defensive players. Now, a player disqualified for targeting the first time will not be disqualified for the next game. But if there's a second occasion, it will be. So eventually you get a mulligan on that. The first time will not be. And that is now in play in college football. Do we like this? I think that we just need clarity. I mean, obviously the idea of what is targeting, what's not, has always been, cloudy. I think they've done a good job of getting better at that understanding. There's got to be a malicious, in my mind, a malicious intent of, it's all about, protecting injuries, spinal cords, necks, all that. But if the head's up, if the guy lowers his helmet, the offensive player, to create the head-on-head, that's just going to happen in a bang-bang collision like that. But is the head up? Is he using his front of his face mask? Is he leading and not dropping the crown of his helmet and bending his neck? I think that's fair. But also the ejection thing, that was too penal.
I thought that was too punitive. I always go back to the 2023 Big 12 championship when Derek Williams was ejected on a iffy targeting call on the kickoff of the second half, which meant he was out of the first half against Washington. And that's when Michael Penix lit up a already thin Texas secondary that was down their star freshman.
Yeah, he was ejected for a game a month later.
Yeah, ticky-tack. That's lame. But if you're a serial offender, like, I'm sorry if it's an accident every time, but you're knocking dudes' heads off.
100%.
Like, you should be legislated out.
Yeah. Well, and the one that I think of when I think about these targeting, and I know Arizona State fans are still yelling about it, the Michael Taft targeting, non-targeting in the Peach Bowl 2 seasons ago when Michael, but my argument was this. I mean, was he a runner at that point or not? And then Michael Taft kept his head up. He came in, he delivered a form tackle. Their helmets happened to collide because the young guy, kind of dropped his head as he caught the ball and braced for contact. And, but I understood why Arizona State fans were upset about that, rightfully, that by the letter of the law, it looked like helmet to helmet and it looked like targeting. But I think what Michael Taft said and what the officials said is, wait, he had caught the ball and was taking a step, and 2, Michael Taft's helmet never dropped. I mean, he kept his face forward and tackled the guy. That's just going to happen. And I know it's all for concussions, it's all for neck injuries and head injuries. They're trying to protect players from being headhunters.
Mm-hmm. And that all came down to the defenseless receiver argument, didn't it, on the field. Yeah.
And I thought, we'll have debates forever. We did right after. I still think they got that right. But again, that was not a malicious play. Was it by definition? And that's gray too. What's malicious? What's not? But there was no intent. There was no headhunting going on by Michael Taft on that play. He was coming up as a safety. And remember, that was like a play where if he doesn't make the tackle, then get a first down.
And eventually you have to say, well, the body is shaped the way the body is shaped. Like
one guy's taller than another guy.
You can kind of only lead with your head.
Well, especially if it's a taller player versus a shorter player, right, or the shorter player ducks his head. I mean, you're wearing. I mean, put flags on if you're not going to allow them to. If their helmets connect. Well, yeah, because they're tackling one another, and it's happening in just an absolute half of a split second. But again, I think we all are glad that the headhunters are out of the game that would launch themselves like a missile and lower their helmets and decleat a guy. Those have been, I think, mostly effectively taken out. When it does happen, those guys get penalized and kicked out. But it's the real ticky-tack stuff that I think they're going to be watching closer this year, which is good. And it shouldn't be an ejection for the first offense. It really should not.
No,
because that penalizes the player. It penalizes the whole team, though.
I think especially the ones in the second half where you're taking a play that happened in one game a week or 2 weeks, or in that one I just brought up a month later. I think that's a bit much.
Well, unless they've done it. We've seen it where it's impacted the following season.
Right.
Like it happens at the end of the year and it happens to start the next year.
It's crazy.
That's so they're changing that. That's a good thing. All right, so there you go.
I have the fair catch thing.
Yeah.
Under a proposal, this is from the ESPN. Under a proposal, a team could choose to attempt a fair catch kick after a completed or awarded fair catch. The kick would be a field goal place kick with a holder or a drop kick from the spot where the returner caught the ball. The defense would be at least 10 yards from the spot of the kick. If the ensuing kick goes through the uprights, it would be worth 3 points. They have this in the NFL and in high school, apparently, and apparently Cameron Dicker did it a couple of years ago in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well,
take that to Canada.
Well, you do this. You don't like it, but why? It's an idea that if they fair catch it, you can make it. It adds to the drama.
Because it's dumb. That's why. A drop kick for a fair catch field goal. When would this ever come up?
Late in games when you need 3 points.
Nonsense.
It's we see it in the NFL.
What happened to running the damn ball?
Well, you can still run the ball. In the NFL, we see it now when these guys can make 70-yard field goals.
Texters rally behind me. This sucks. I don't like it. I decided I don't like it, so it should not be so. I have no reason. I'm being emotional. I don't like it. I don't want it. Get it away.
It's allowed in the high school ranks and the NFL. Why just college?
Look what they're taking from
us. Are they creating a problem as they do it at every level but college football?
This is the downfall of society. Ban social media.
Well, if you want me to get emotional, my biggest one is the one I mentioned. The idea of, you and I totally disagree on the pass interference situation.
Do you like the fumbling out of the end zone thing? What about that?
I just don't know how to fix it.
I love it. I love it so much.
I think they have it as close to right as they can get it.
The end zone is special. Don't fumble out of it.
Yeah, but I don't know what else.
And it makes everybody so mad. That's the best. I don't care about when it happens. When it does happen, the best part is when you go on Twitter. Everyone's losing their mind. It's awesome. I'm a big fan.
I've had many a debate about the fumble out of the end zone.
It's
that
hilarious.
Turns into the defense's ball.
I want to laugh more when I watch football, and that always makes me laugh.
But not when it happens to your team.
Well, then you have to wear that.
But
tell your guy not to fumble out of the end zone.
Well, secure the ball through the goal line. But at the same
have
time,
Silas Bolden jump on it.
Here's what I'll say on that. I mean,
adult.
if the guy didn't control the ball to the end line, the play is dead as soon as that happens.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You can't give him the ball back. No one ever secured the ball. You also can't. But there's, I guess you could say give the other team the ball at the 1 yard line, but it's a touchback. You have rules that say that's a touchback. So I get that. I just don't know that there's a better occasion. There is a better rule than if my knee is down and I'm not touched, I'm not down.
I'll give you that.
I'm not down until you tackle me or touch me down. That's basic football. There's too many plays that happen like that. It's like, no, come on.
Especially on the ones where like a guy catches a screen pass and he has to go low for it.
Yeah, all the time it happens.
There's 10 yards away from that guy. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if he's tackled, he's tackled. If his knee is down and he's touched, he's down. But if he's in wide open spaces, let him keep going.
I like the single toe tap in college, though.
Well, we see that in the NFL, too. I'm not saying the NFL has it all right, but at the same time, guy makes an interception, no one touches him, he rolls to the ground and gets back up and can take off running. Mm-hmm. You can't do that in college football. I don't know why. The play's not dead until you're tackled down or touched down, but not in college football. We still put a knee down, you're down.